coast. Everywhere I've gone, all I've heard is Stampede Wrestling. Stampede Wrestling. I heard they are the best athletes, the best wrestlers in the Stampede Wrestling. Due to DJ Peterson's untimely injury, Mr. Hart gave me the opportunity to come here to Stampede Wrestling to fare for myself and to challenge some of these people, particularly Larry Cameron, for the belt and for the quality athletes they have.
Now, you got a non-title affair coming up on this card with Lethal Larry Cameron. You've heard a lot about him. He's a big, tough man. Any idea on how you're going to do in this bout?
I haven't personally seen him wrestle. All I've done is by word of mouth. Larry Cameron this, Larry Cameron that. I heard he was vicious. I'm going to go in there, and hopefully I'll be quicker, more agile, and I'll just have to see what happens.
Bob Emory, very good to have you aboard.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be right back with more wrestling action right after our time limit. And it pits a newcomer, Bob Emory, 248-pounder out of Charleston, West Virginia. A very well-spoken man, a true gentleman in the ring against the lethal one, the North American heavyweight champion, Lethal Larry Cameron, 260 pounds, Chicago, Illinois. And we are soon going to see what this newcomer, Bob Emory, is made out of, Pete Montana.
Well, he looks like he's made out of solid rock. He's in very good shape. The ladies, of course, were very happy to see him come into the territory. And I think Lethal Larry's going to have his hands full. Situation is this: if Bob Emory does well against Lethal Larry here tonight, he is going to get a title shot. That's the way it looks, or at least that's what he's going to ask for. Look at this, Bob Emory and Lethal Larry going round and round. Whoa!
Look at the strength of Bob Emory. And he is geared up. Bob Emory. The fans are clapping for him. They love this young man. Brand new to the territory, he told me, and you heard the interview, you saw him talking earlier on. He said all he heard about wherever he went in the United States, he heard about this wrestling territory. And he heard about this man, Lethal Larry Cameron. Look at that. Bob Emory showing what he's made of, and he's made of the right stuff.
Certainly is. Incredible move there. Manages to hang on to that arm the entire time. He flipped Lethal Larry over, and he's working over the Lethal one right now. And I think the big thing here is it's in Bob's favor that he's new to the territory, because the Lethal one has never seen him before. He doesn't know what he can do. And it should be interesting to see how this match turns out.
That's right. There is no book on Bob Emory. We don't know what he's capable of. Great moves by the lethal one. Oh, look at this. A great takedown by Bob Emory just when you thought that Lethal Larry Cameron was getting Lethal Larry Cameron, and gave him one of his own, then gave him another. And he is working over that left arm of Lethal Larry Cameron. You'd have to think Cameron is surprised at what's transpired in the ring. Bob Emory, indeed, a formidable opponent.
Oh, definitely. He certainly is. Lethal Larry gets out of that arm bar with the use of a knee, takes a big swing. Emory off the ropes. Here they come together. What was that all about?
Well, Emory figured that he would have a target, but instead, Cameron went down, and Emory's cross body block met nothing but air. There's the strength of Cameron. Just picks up his man, fires him across the ring, and lets out that big war whoop.
Absolutely incredible. You know, we talked about that last time we saw Larry wrestle, the fact that sometimes you forget about his strength. Hard to believe, I know. But, oh, big knee into Bob Emory's chest. But it's hard to forget about it when he does things like pick up 248 pounds of a Charleston, West Virginia, and chuck him across the ring like he was a sack of potatoes.
We're watching our main and final event. Oh, Lethal Larry Cameron bulldogs Bob Emory down. It is Cameron against Emory. Cameron, 260, Chicago, the North American heavyweight champ. Emory, 248, Charleston, West Virginia, a newcomer who has looked impressive, although right now, oh, Cameron with that huge suplex. 1, He's not going to get him down like that with just one knee on the chest. He doesn't respect his opponents very often, and he tries to punish them as much as he can. Again, just a 2 count, and I think right now Lethal Larry Cameron is being just a little casual.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is show Bob Emory that he is the champion, and he doesn't have to do all the things that normal people do. I mean, of course, Lethal Larry's only lost twice in some 150 matches. So, I mean, he does have something that back that up with, but right now, Bob Emory in a little trouble, and Lethal Larry could have had this match twice. He's got to be careful because Bob Emory is very, very capable from what we've seen so far, and I don't think he should mess with him.
Emory getting his eyes gouged in the corner by Lethal Larry Cameron.
Yellow card for Larry Cameron.
And for that, he gets a yellow card from the referee, Jürgen Herman. Cameron was trying to pick him up, but Emory's stubborn, but he's getting his neck massaged by that top rope. Now he catches a boot right in the midsection from Cameron. Bob Emory in some difficulty. He's punching away at the champion, but the champion comes back with a punch of his own. And then that big clothesline, and Emory goes down hard.
Boy, that had to hurt. That big forearm of the Shenley Award winner. Boom! Oh, that had to hurt, too. Oh, good heavens.
This is a pin attempt. Again, just a 2 count, and I think Cameron a little casual with those pins. He's not putting the weight of his body on top of Emory. Instead, he elects to just hold him down with one hand or one foot. A little bit of showboating. It could cost him. You never know.
No, you don't. And in this sport, you've got to take your wins when you can get them. And, of course, Lethal Larry, we don't have to tell him that. He's, like we said, he had so many in the territory. Really has been here for so long. It's such a dominating power. You know, something I've noticed about Lethal Larry, Jim Davies, and that is, oh, big knee. And that is that headgear he wears. When he's real serious, it comes off. But when he's in there for what he thinks is going to be a stroll in the park, it stays right where it is. And that's where it is right now on his head. And I don't think he's worried about Bob Emory, not in the least.
Well, Emory hoping to give him reason to be worried. There he goes off the rope at that big football tackle by the former Canadian Football League Shenley winner, Lethal Larry Cameron. Emory shaking his head, trying to get rid of the cobwebs. Now here he goes off the ropes, picked up, power slam by Cameron. This could be it. 2. No, just a 2 count again. And I'm not sure whether Cameron was a little lackadaisical or if Emory actually had the wherewithal to break that pin.
Well, I think Bob Emory's got some good strength. Here we go. Looks like he's going to try and get him into a... Whoa, can't get him up. Going to try... Whoa, look at this. Holy smokes. He breaks Lethal Larry's move. Looked like he was going to try and drop him head first. Or, of course, that's Lethal Larry's move, right, Jim Davies?
He likes that pile driver. He does indeed. But right now, he's outside the ring. Emory going right out after him. They're trading blows outside the ring. The referee is counting them both. They better get back in. He's at 7. They're both outside the ring. They're not going to make it in. They're not going to make it in time. They're both counted out outside the ring. This one goes into the books as no contest. We'll have to see what Bob Emory has to say. Pete Montana will be talking to him right away at ringside.
Bob, absolutely incredible. You know, Lethal Larry is an incredible champion. He's got some in 150 fights, just 2 losses. You come in here tonight, a great match against him.
Thank you very much. You know, I've been down in the States. I've wrestled north to west, south to east, you name it. Everywhere I've gone, I've heard about Lethal Larry. Due to DJ Peterson's injury, I got a chance to come up here. I want a title match. I want a title match. He put his best moves on me, and I'm still standing. Where's he at?
Yeah, he tried to pancake you there, and you got out of that no problem. You think you deserve that match?
It was a good match. He is tough. but I know right here that I can take him.
All right, Bob Emory wants a shot at Lethal Larry Cameron. We're going to go to Jim Davies and find out.